Vishwas, for accepting my request and joining this live podcast actually. My name is Sivish. Let me introduce you myself and then you can introduce yourself to our audience. My name is Sivish. I'm a co-founder of Startupmitra. We help startup to connect with the mentors and investors. We are like a virtual ecosystem for a startup, and we started this initiative in Mangalore. Now slowly we are expanding to other cities in India actually. So as a part of our knowledge sharing session, we have started this podcast and interview format where we connect with the entrepreneurs, founders, and investors of startups actually, and try to learn something from their experience and journey and share it with the viewers actually. So on this note, I'll welcome you again, Vishwas, for this podcast. I hope to learn something new from you today through your journey and your experience as an entrepreneur, as an author, and as a motivational speaker, and also a person who is enabling a lot of startups through his own initiatives. I welcome you again.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad to be here, and really like to applaud the kind of initiative that you have taken up, and I think it's required, right? Every step in every city in India, we should have such organizations who are like encouraging the entrepreneurs at the grassroots level, and especially very young college level. So I think definitely that is required.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Just to begin with the conversation, can you tell me about the following things which I'm going to ask you? If you want to say who is Mr. Vishwas, and what is his journey, and what triggered him to start his entrepreneurial journey, if you can share your perspective and your experience with our viewers, that will be very good actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So, see, who is Vishwas Mudagal, right? The first thing that comes to my mind is I'm an entrepreneur, right? So that is something that in my bones, I'm an entrepreneur. I can feel that since I was a teenager, I have been an entrepreneur, and I have been a writer, of course. I've been into storytelling, and of course, I would love to take you through the journey of how I accidentally fell in love with storytelling, actually. And but I think most importantly, I'm a dreamer. I dream to like convert few of my ideas into reality, something that I want to really work on, and I really enjoy the process of making things happen, right? So that is what I really like. So if you look at how did I get to this journey, my journey has been full of failures. That is something that I would like to highlight, and it's basically that I failed, and then started succeeding, right? And even now, many times we go through a lot of these failures, and that is not what I feel that they are failures, but they are basically stepping stones. They are telling you how to basically you can learn and then move forward, right? That is the kind of the culture that we have set in. So I would like to take you to a very simple example how started, and it was around 2007 when I started my one of the first companies. It was called jobbyhive.com. It was a internet startup, and we were doing pretty good actually. Even then, we were having like lakhs of users and millions of hits, and everything was going great. But by the end of it, we were just going bankrupt. Okay, and 2 years we spent, and then we realized that we don't have enough money in the company to sustain it, and then the team kind of started getting disintegrated, and then we had to shut down the startup. And then I was in 2009, I was sitting there and thinking, what the hell happened here? I was going to make it really big, and then everything just shut down, right? That's when I realized that basically what had happened was we had not focused on making money. We had not focused on a very solid business plan. We were just going after the traffic and all of that stuff, but we could not monetize the traffic, especially during that point in time, right? It was a really difficult proposition to do that, and that is when we started looking at a different way of approaching the whole business, right? I realized that this is not going anywhere, and the failure became too much in my head and in my mind that I just wanted to quit everything and just run away. Okay, I just wanted to just go and hide somewhere and don't even talk to anybody about what is going on. And that was a situation. That's what the situation that entrepreneurs go through. There's so much of pressure you have, so much anxiety to succeed, and you have to manage so many things going around you, right? So that there was a kind of a thing that was happening with me as well. All I wanted to do was just run, just just go away from the whole situation there. But then, very interestingly, something happened, and I got a call from Canada. Okay, from Canada, somebody called me. This was from a Canadian multinational called Castle Rock. They called me and they told me that they want to hire me as their CEO. They wanted to launch their to launch their India division and Asia division and all that. They wanted me to head that whole department. I thought it was a prank call. I was like, I mean, why do you guys even call me?
Suddenly.
Basically, because you can just go and do the blogs were writing out, the newspapers were writing that we've shut down the company and all of that. So I was asking, why don't you just check the internet? You see that I'm shutting down the company right now. But they told that basically they want to hire me not because of me being a failure or something, but because of the experience that I have brought to the table and the kind of technology, the teams, and the traction that I had got. It was invaluable for them. So they wanted that expertise, basically, right?
Skill set, basically.
So that expertise, and then so one day I was like totally bankrupt. I didn't know what to do, and the next day I became the CEO for a multinational company, and and I was just 27 years of age at that time, and I just started thinking, okay, what really happened here, right? So when I thought about it, I realized that basically there's no concept of failure in life. Okay, had I not taken the risk of basically building my startup, creating that kind of a business model, putting everything into it to make it a success, no matter it didn't become a success, whatever happened, right? But that risk-taking ability helped me to pick up this valuable experience that made me so much valuable for the next company, next opportunity that I was picking up, right? So I became a CEO for this company. So that day I realized that there is no concept of failure in life. That was the biggest learning. There's no concept of failure. They're just experiments. They're basically learnings that you need to pick up and you need to move forward. That is very, very critical. So that's what changed my entire view of my whole life. Actually, so that's how it all. And I wanted to write about somebody who was in my situation. Okay, that's how I wanted to do. I wanted to talk about somebody who's in my situation, and then one day I thought I'll just write about that, and then that's when the story of losing my religion started to form. That was.
I was about to ask the question on that actually.
Yes. So that was the losing my religion was the kind of my debut novel, and I basically looked at.
Congratulations for the recent thing. I think that has become one of the top or best-selling books as per the. Just saw your tweet actually. I think that's wonderful to hear. And I'm really like very keen to know your journey as an author as well. If you can share your journey as an author, that will be very wonderful.
Yeah. So basically, when I had to shut down my company, I wanted to write about somebody who was in my situation and somebody who kind of bounces back into life. And see, I wanted to just quit everything and go on a journey. When I became shut down, I wanted to just quit everything and run, but I couldn't do that. But I wanted to write about somebody who just quits everything and just goes on a journey and then how they rebound. So, I started writing that book, and it took me a couple of years to write the book. My friends gave really good feedback, because it was talking about an entrepreneur who, in a very, it's like a novel, right? It's a story basically. So he's talking about an entrepreneur, and he meets an American hippie, and then they go all around India, and then they bounce back and stuff. And the many publishers actually wanted to. I approached all the publishers in India. After 4 years, and then all of them rejected the book. All of the top publishers rejected the book, and some didn't like the story, some didn't like the writing style, some said you are too new in the market, blah 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 blah. But ultimately, Fingerprint was a new publisher at that time. So Fingerprint, they published my book, and it best-selling book.
Best-selling book,
So it became like an overnight success. So that's when I realized that if you follow your passion and then you keep getting better and better in that passion, ultimately the world will follow you, right? That is what the whole thing that I realized. So if you look at these two things that I spoke about, right, being one is going through this whole shutting down my company and then rebooting there, and also like finding a lot of these failures, these setbacks in publishing my book, and then it went on to become like a best-selling book. So it basically shows like a pattern in everybody's life, that you basically are going to have to face a lot of failures. Okay, so these failures, they're going to come in the form of rejections. They're going to come in the form of setbacks. Something could happen to you, or your company and stuff like that. But what matters is you keep moving forward, right? So today, if you look at it, the perspective, right? So today, I am the co-founder of GoodWorks as a group, and we've come a long way. Today, we are valued over $100 million in the market value.
$1 company,
And then we are one of the fastest growing group companies in India and the world right now. So we have about 5 group companies, starting from technology, that is GoodWorks Labs, to GoodWorks Cowork, in real estate. We have a GoodWorks Angel Fund. GoodWorks Angel Fund is into investing into early stage companies, and in one venture capital funding. We're launching one EdTech, and another platform we come. So all of this I could do only because I had a very simple motive that we have to create something awesome, and we have to be we always have to experiment, and we always have to keep moving forward, right? And my philosophy, one thing I always tell people is always have just one mantra in life for you to grow. That is, don't get too comfortable in your skin. Okay, so it's basically about making sure that you are getting out of your comfort zone at every step in your life. That's how you're able to go forward in your life and achieve something. The day you're like very satisfied and you say that, okay, I want to just say this is enough for me, that's when the stagnation happens, when you start going down, right? So that is the whole point.
Okay, that's wonderful actually. See, when you are talking about your journey, like you mentioned a failure aspect. Now, many people, including entrepreneurs or a general, if you see this failure, many people take it in terms of their psychological effect. It affects the psychology of a human being.
Right.
So now, because of this failure, there are many issues that a person goes through actually. The extreme is where they end up their life. So now, if a person failed in his journey, be it an entrepreneur or professional or even a student, right, who maybe they might have failed in an exam, or they might have scored very less, and they treat it as a failure. What is your view on that actually, and what is your advice for such people who fail and who want to quit?
So my advice always has been that failure is the biggest teacher we got. Success is not that big a teacher. Okay, so basically failure teaches you so much more than what a success can teach you. Always. So I feel that like society has made failure such a taboo, right? People tell that
Exactly.
you should always succeed, you should never fail. That kind of a mentality that people have just brought into the ecosystem, into a society from day one. Say, for example, you go into the school and it's always about getting better marks. Then you're going to your 10th and 12th, it's always about getting the best marks and getting into a better college. You get into a college, it's all about getting the right kind of job, right kind of a job, campus placement. And then once you get a job, it is all about you, basically making more salary, how much more salary you have going. And then it's all about you basically, people are going to be asking you to get married when you get to a certain age. So once you get married, about people are after you to have children and stuff like that. So if you have one child, then you're like, hey, one is not enough. You need to have two, right? So it's basically that.
Two,
Then basically they're putting that the kind of pressure on you. Then somebody's going to come and ask you, okay, do you have an apartment? Do you have a house? Have you bought a house? Then you're like, no. Then like, oh my God, you don't have a house. That means you are like, they will tag you like as though you are like worthless. So you're going to get into pressure, and you will go and buy a home, a house, an apartment, especially in a city like Bangalore. You will not get anything below a crore, crore and a half. And with that, you have a huge EMI with you. And do you think you can take risks after having such a big EMI? You cannot. So once you have
the possibility,
there goes your risk-taking ability out of the window. It's gone. You cannot take risks. You cannot experiment in life. So that's why I feel that these home loans, these things, they ruin your capability to take risks. Okay, so that's what hinders entrepreneurship. I always tell, what is one of the biggest reasons to basically hinder entrepreneurship? It is home loans. Home loans are like very bad for entrepreneurship. Right. So that is
true.
That is what I keep talking about. That okay. You need to rewrite. We need to rewrite together that failure is not a taboo. It's okay to fail. It's okay, but it is not okay if you don't try. If you don't try, then there is a problem. You need to try. You need to make sure that you are basically experimenting, and we as a society should be open to people failing. It's okay. It's no big deal. As long as you're learning from it and you're moving forward, it should be totally acceptable. And all the parents need to tell this to their children, and then make sure that this kind of a philosophy is set in from the day one. So I know it is easier said than done, but I think it's been my personal motive. That's one of the reasons why I started my Ask Vishwas series and social media outreach, where today we more than 100 million views across entire all the social.
Wow.
My motive has been basically to tell people that it's okay to fail. It's okay to fail. So as long as you're moving forward and you're learning, it's completely okay. Be a risk taker. Make sure that you're experimenting, learning, and moving forward.
Okay. So one should not stop if you fail. So you have to take a next forwarding step and keep moving in their life.
Yes.
That's really a good advice for a person or people who are afraid of taking risk actually. So that is wonderful. Yeah. In the discussion, you spoke about something about marriage. So now I'll come to the question here. How is it possible, like in an entrepreneurial journey? It's very rare we see husband and wife are working as a co-founder of a company, and they are really working hard, and they are building the company actually. So what is your journey here, and you and your wife? What made you to come together and start your entrepreneurial journey? If you can share your view on that.
Yes, absolutely. So me and Sonia Sharma, my wife, we were first co-founders, and then we were partners, right? Husband and wife basically. So
Partner. Oh, okay.
So basically, it was all about we came together because she was into startups, I was into startup. We wanted to do something together, and that's how the whole journey started. In fact, even when we started Good Works as a group company, that time we were already married, and this has been a phenomenal journey together with her because we have such kind of a complementing attitude towards the group companies currently that we've got. She's very more of a very practical person, and she brings a lot of practicality to the whole business, right? And I am like more of like a dreamer. I would like to take like moonshots and stuff like that. Right.
Okay. Okay.
It keeps me grounded, but I always keep dreaming. So it's like a good combination of things that are coming together and stuff like that. And yeah, she's a very hard task master. She gets the job done.
Okay.
I'm the kind of person who thinks ahead of time and who's like always thinking ahead. So it's like we both working together and making sure that we're moving forward. So if you look at one of the key reasons why companies fail is because they are not able to get good.
Yeah.
They
Co-founders.
the right kind of good co-founders is the key thing actually. So because I've seen many startups fail because the team fizzles out or the team doesn't have the same passion anymore and all of that, right? But
Yeah.
But I have been very fortunate that I have found a co-founder in my wife itself. So that has made the foundation of our good company very solid. So that's the reason why we are moving forward, and now we are expanding our co-founders. We're bringing a lot new blood into the whole group company that we've got.
Wow.
So we bring a new kind of leadership coming into us because we're becoming bigger right now.
Super.
So so it's a very exciting journey ahead of us.
Okay. So basically, she's a backbone of your company as well as your life.
Yes, absolutely.
She's a part of that actually.
Yes.
So that's wonderful to hear actually. So now, you started as a tech entrepreneur. Then you tried your hand in writing a book, and that has become like best-selling books in this one. And also you are expanding your business now. So now, if you see this world, it's very competitive actually, right? So everyone wants to succeed in their life, but they don't know how to go about it and try their hands in that or make their hand dirty actually. So what is your view on this? Because even I'm a professor in one of the big school in Bangalore. When I see students, right, it could be my own students or it could be any other general student, they don't want to take any risk. They don't want to try something new. So they want to always go with this kind of 9 to 5 job or work for a branded company and settle and work for like Monday to Friday, enjoy weekend party and all. So what is your view on working in a startup idea or following the passion?
Yeah, see, I always encourage people to become entrepreneurs because I believe that India needs to create a lot of entrepreneurs, especially it's a great opportunity for India, and I'm a huge believer of the India story, and I personally want to play a huge role in terms of making India a superpower. So if there's a journey for us to get there, and I believe that I personally want to play a big role, and that's the reason why we've created strategy to invest in entrepreneurs right now. So with Google, Good Works Angel Fund that we've got, we're investing in many startups at this point in time. And I think the students these days, I want to encourage them. I want them to understand that the best time to start entrepreneurship is in college, right? So because that's when they have a lot of time. They have the risk-taking capability with them at this point in time. Because it's okay to fail when you're young. So you have the age on your side. So I think that it's important that they should take risks. They should do it. There are a couple of things that I believe, right, that really goes wrong with most of the people is, one thing is, I feel that most people don't believe that they're special. They don't believe. They don't believe that they are special.
Yeah.
They don't believe that they're really good at something. They lack that kind of confidence, self-doubt. That is the key problem with most of the youth at this point in time. With the kind of interactions I have, many thousands of them over a period of years, because they interact with me on multiple channels and all that. They lack the confidence. Most of them, they lack the confidence, because that is my biggest worry there. So I think that it's important that people need to believe that they are the heroes of their own lives. I want you to believe that you are the hero of your story. You are the hero of your career. And you're not a sidekick. You are the hero. That is very, very critical for you to understand that. Once that understanding, realization happens, that really creates an amazing, effect in your life, right? You need to feel, you need to believe in yourself, and you need to believe that you're special. So that starts with that feeling. That's important. Having self-doubt here and there, it's okay. That happens because of a number of reasons. But, ability to overcome that self-doubt and keep moving forward is very critical. So, when you focus on smaller milestones, and then you are able to focus on execution and able to hit that incremental success, that's when your confidence keeps growing. So I am a big believer of understanding, people understanding this one thing, that set small milestones and keep hitting them. That's very, very critical, right? That's very critical. And the other thing that you need to understand is you need to be very hands-on. Very hands-on. Many people are not very hands-on. They feel that, hey, it's okay, I'll just take somebody else's project, or I will just, get somebody else's help, or I'll just, get away with this and all of that. And especially when they start working, they feel that, okay, this job is not for me. I become a senior person right now. I'm not going to do this job right now. It's too menial for me and all of that. That's where they go wrong. I think what needs to happen is you need to be extremely hands-on. Extremely hands-on. Okay. So I'll tell you one thing that happened. So a few years ago, I used to handle the calls when somebody used to call Good Work Labs. It used to land on my number itself. Okay. So somebody called, and they asked me, basically, I'm trying to reach Vishwas Mudagal. I want to talk to Vishwas Mudagal in your company. So I told, I'm Vishwas Mudagal, so you can talk to me. And that person was like, why you are the CEO of your company, why are you answering my call? I was thinking that it is going to be so difficult to actually reach you, because you're running such a big organization, and then I call and it's landing on your phone. How is it possible? So I told her that basically CEO is the best salesperson for your organization, the best salesperson. And I would like to basically keep my foot firmly on the ground. I would like to be very practical in my approach. I don't want to fly too high and then fall flat. I want to listen to my customer. I want to listen to, basically what my customer is telling me. And the best way is to talk to customer. So, that's the reason. And then she was like completely shocked, and she said, this is a lesson for my life, because I didn't think that, I need to hire some, call center executive and, get them the phone. I would like to be very hands-on the way I'm approaching. And that is the reason why our group companies are succeeding right now, because it's very, very practical. Very, very practical.
True.
Yeah.
That is true. Yeah. Now, somewhere I read about what it means to become an entrepreneur, and it mentioned that he has to become an extrovert. Do you believe that personality does matter, or it has effects on entrepreneurship? Does any particular personality is it suitable for entrepreneurship?
Oh yeah, so I personally believe that extroverts have a big advantage when it comes to being an entrepreneur, because it's all about leading. As a leader, you have to be able to communicate very effectively, able to speak about a particular vision, and then get people to believe in that vision, and then take them towards that vision, right? It's an extremely difficult way, difficult life to get there, to get people to get there for you, right? But that's the reason I think it's important that you need to be a very, very effective communicator and orator, and somebody who can speak a lot in that direction. But it's not necessary that you need to be an extrovert. I believe you need to be like an ambivert kind of a person where you need to know when to speak. You need to know when to speak.
Yeah, that is very important.
Yeah, and you need to know how much to speak. Because I know some people, they speak, and it's got no value whatsoever. It's got no value whatsoever. So they speak like 10 sentences, and it's just got they can get done with just one sentence, right? So I think
yeah.
if you speak a word, it needs to make sense. It needs to be told in such a way that it really matters. Don't speak for the heck of it. So that's the reason. Otherwise, you lose right? So that's very important. That I think being an assertive person is very important. You need to be very. Okay? You cannot be too aggressive, and you cannot be too held back or a pushover kind of person. So you need to be like very assertive. Tell your things in a very right way, but do not have to overemphasize it.
Yeah, okay, that's wonderful actually. So now let us talk your Good Works Lab group actually. So I think a few like 3-4 years back you ventured into co-working space and also you ventured into angel fund. Yeah, I know that Bangalore is a hub for startups and there are a lot of co-working space are coming up actually, and I see that according to me it's a kind of the approach is taken is a mushroom based approach. Like everywhere we can see there are a lot of co-working space available. So now as an entrepreneur, suppose if I'm looking for a co-working space, what are the things I should look at? Whether it is the ambience that they portray or that they give us, or is it the networks that they will give us? What is your view actually?
Yeah, see, first thing when it comes to co-working is basically you need to look at how it is going to bring down your operational cost. Because what really happens is for any startup, you need to figure out how you can reduce your operational cost. Before the whole co-working actually started, what used to happen is you need to pay up like a huge capital expenditure, capex, for building your interior. Okay, that used to consume all your capital. Okay, and then you used to have to put out a big security deposit for your rental, right? And then it used to be like a huge lock-ins where you are with a lot of risk as well, right? So that was the whole problem. So now co-working, what does it do? It will actually bring down your risk because you don't have to give a big lock-in. You don't have to give a huge deposit, and you don't have to build the interior yourself basically because somebody else is doing it for you. The operator is doing it for you. So that brings down the cost. So that is a big value addition. The next value addition is a kind of what you say, the infrastructure and all that they are able to bring in along with the network. So you are able to work with multiple startups. You are able to tap into networks who are tied up with that particular co-working operator. And there are many benefits that they come up with it. So you get free Amazon credits for the server. Or many such things that are. So, so that's what happens in a co-working place. This is a kind of it's a great place for you to start your sort of whole startup journey and then mingle with people and learn from them and move forward and still reduce your cost. That is very critical.
Cost. Yeah. Okay. So just I want to know some detail about your angel investment wing actually. So what is your theme of investment? If you can share, and till date, how many startups you already invested?
Right. So basically, GoodWorks Angel Fund is a sector agnostic fund. Okay, so we are investing in any technology or any business any sector that is futuristic. In the next 5 to 10 years, it has to have a significant say. That is the kind of the investment that we are trying to do. So it may be say cloud-based businesses, SaaS-based businesses, or AI-based businesses like artificial machine learning kind of businesses, or deep tech. Basically, for example, there is robotics, or there is rocket science, there is basically satellites, things like that, right? There is
what about crypto?
Crypto, right?
Crypto, NFTs.
Yes, crypto, NFT. That is one of the upcoming thing right now. And then we also investing in, say, for example, organic brands. We invest in D2C brands, direct to consumer brands.
Wow.
Yes. And for example, we invested in one of the jewelry brands called Melora, for example, right? So we've invested close to about 15 odd companies at this point in time.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yes, and since it's been about 1 year, we have been operational till now. And last year we did about close to about 10, and this year we've slightly changed our model right now. So we're also incubating the startups right now. We're incubating the startups.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. So where we have certain significant shareholding in that. So currently we're incubating about few startups, and one of them is called NetSkill. So NetSkill, I think it's one of the good companies where we invested heavily into that currently, which is EdTech education sector to get people job ready basically for the industry.
Wow.
Especially going to the colleges, making sure that they're job ready for the industry, making sure that they're getting the right placements. So that's the whole the space that we are playing with, and it's a completely AI driven platform. Okay. What we call precision upskilling. So the platform itself will understand your strengths and weaknesses, gives you the right kind of content and the lessons with the help of some mentors, industry specialists, and upskills you and gets you a job. Okay, so that's the whole platform.
Wow.
We are very, very ambitious about it. Our mission is to create 1 million graduates and professionals from India who are job ready for the global industry.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are very, very ambitious.
Okay.
We are launching it shortly right now. Some pilots are going on currently.
Wow.
Yeah. So another.
Is it only tech related or any other any field actually? This concept you're working on through EdTech.
So currently we're starting with technology as a stream for engineering jobs to start with, but I think we will keep changing it. But we would like to stick to the technology industry. But in tech industry also, there are a lot of other
different functionalities.
Like there's business development, sales, marketing. So we would like to cover all of them that will support the tech industry.
Yes. Okay, that's wonderful. Okay, suppose now if a startup wants to approach you for a funding as well as incubation, what is that important they have to keep it in mind before they pitch in front of you?
Okay, so
what is the tips you want to give it to them?
Yeah, see, what we would like to see is we would not just like to see an idea. We would like to see some kind of a execution capability, some kind of a proof of concept or a pilot or some kind of a traction in the market also.
Okay.
Right? We would like to see that, and we would like to see the team. The team has to be solid. That's important, and it needs to be diverse. It needs to have team members who are able to add something to the table to make it successful. That's important. And then the number 3, we look at the space itself, the market that they are targeting. That needs to be scalable, where they can go on to become like a $1 billion company. That's the kind of a scale we're looking at, right? And the business model, right, is important because see, I'm not a big believer of chasing valuations, because there are people who want to make it a unicorn. I'm not of that.
Yeah.
Right. I'm a firm believer that you need to create a great business with very, very sound business principles and scale it at the same time. And unicorn status will come by itself, but it needs to needs to be a solid business, right? Otherwise, the most of the unicorns right now you see, right, they're all zombies. They never make profits.
Yes. I was about to ask the same question. The next question was on that only. See, now there are like around more than 100 unicorns are there in India, and out of which hardly 10 to 15% are profitable. Rest all depending upon external funding, say VC funding and all. So what is your view on valuation method? Do you think it is going to burst? Do you see there's a place for the correction coming soon in valuation?
Yeah, I'm sure. I think it's already happening right now. See, what happened was COVID kind of give a huge push to the entire industry, especially there's a lot of funding happening in India because the entire world is trying to adopt technology because of COVID, and tech adoption increased faster, and because of that, a lot of funding came into India, and then because of that, valuations skyrocketed and all of that stuff, right? But now I think the valuations are getting corrected slowly, and you can also see a lot of layoffs also happening right now because they're not able to raise any new rounds of funding, so they'll have to conserve their money and all that. You will see many companies will shut down, many unicorns will lose their unicorn tax. It's going to happen. Correction will happen. But there is a huge opportunity right now. Huge opportunity at this point. India, the way it's growing, I believe that we can create like 1,000 unicorns. Okay, and I think that is the future of India. It's going to happen, right? And these some of them will be, most of them could be like artificially inflated unicorns, but they will be solid unicorns as well, who will make real business, right? It is bound to happen. So I think we need to just focus on the positives. We need to just focus on building a great business model and then scale those business models. That's what we should focus on.
Okay, that's wonderful. So now, because of, as you may rightly mentioned during conversation, COVID has given a lot of push for, I don't think it has given push for all sectors in startup itself. It has given major push for edutech, where it has become like a solid business for even as an investors and for the co-founder, because that is the time when the parents started panicking about the education of their kids, and they started looking for the alternative education system actually. So that is one. But now, as you mentioned, the correction has slowly started, and because of that, layoff is a initial step. But now, people who used to work in such companies and they have been laid off, do you think what is your view on the laying off an employee actually? Because is it because startups are not able to raise further funds and laying off is the only option, or they could have they can think something else where they can retain this employee and continue? Because laying off an employee, it will not only affect him, the entire family is going to be affected by them in terms of physically and psychologically, and lot more things are there. So what is your view on that? What startups can do about it?
See, actually, what happens, right? When they raise funds, they're in a hurry to actually show the growth to the investors, and investors are in a hurry to get the return on their investment, because many of these VC funds, they don't have their own money. They have to get that money from somebody. They are
money from us.
They are like LPs and the other investors. Basically, they come onto this. They invest in this venture capital funds, and usually they have to return the money in like 5 to 6 years. With a solid ROI on top of it. So that's why they push them to burn this money so that they can hit the growth, right? But then what happens is in this whole cycle, you end up hiring a lot of people with a lot of premium, because you want to just hire them quickly, and many of the decisions are they're basically bad decisions, many of them. Okay, so it doesn't mean if you pay more you get the right people. It doesn't mean that, right?
True.
So that philosophy has to be corrected at some level. So all the people who are getting laid off right now, at some point in time, they have been hired at a very high premium, but now they have to be laid off. They are earning so much of money, because the first one to be laid off are people who are getting more salaries, basically. Okay, so that's what has happened. So that's the reason I think companies have to be a bit more mindful about what the kind of CTCs they're giving, and then plan in the right way, and then hire in a right fashion. But I feel that the industry keeps going in these cycles. So periodic layoffs, periodic corrections of the valuations is bound to happen. So that is the nature of the whole the business ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a cycle. That's wonderful. Okay. So let us talk about you being an author. The first book was the grand success, I can say. Even I purchased that book. I think when it was launched, and I read that book actually, and it was like a hooker kind of stuff because I read it within 1 week, and I completed reading that book actually, and it's really wonderful. The second book, what you are, we already I think you launched, The Last Avatar. Can you talk about that book actually? What is that book is all about, and what we need to write about? Is it something spiritual thing, or what exactly it is?
No, see, it is a superhero book. It is a superhero slash sci-fi kind of book because I was basically tired of the Hollywood superheroes. Okay, it's all about
Okay, okay.
Marvel and DC Comics and the Iron Man, Superman, Batman kind of a thing going on. But where are the Indian superheroes basically? Okay, so that was a big question, and I believe that India is a land of stories. We always believe in the legends, and we have Ramayana, Mahabharata, and then we've got so many other stories. And then I believe that we need to have our own superheroes. We need to have our own
Superheroes. Yeah. Just like Krish.
Yes, but in a much more deeper way, because I believe that there is much better way of representing our stories. So that's when I came to the idea of Kalki as a superhero.
Yeah.
And this whole
superhero. Oh.
And it's not, of course, it's loosely based on the mythology and all that. Basically, it takes inspiration on.
Yeah.
It takes inspiration on it, but it's totally sci-fi, basically, right? And it's set in the future. It's about when the world is on the brink of like the World War III. Okay, somebody has to rise up and save the world. So and there is Kalki who is there, and he's got he's like a tech genius, and he's got his own. He creates his own army of what I call as Vanoroids. These are like machines in the form.
Oh, okay.
In the form of Vanaras, basically, or Hanuman, basically, right? So they and then how can they save the world? Okay, and then we have like very powerful enemies all around. How the whole thing goes up. So it's a very interesting take on the whole thing, and it's very rich in terms of its philosophy and also the technology and plot twists and all of that. And you can actually feel when you read the book, you can actually feel that what is happening around the world right now, and in the book right now, right? So how I have portrayed Kalyug, it's very realistic the way we have done it.
Wow. Okay.
I would encourage everybody to buy the book. It's called The Avatar, Age of Kalki, Book 1. So I think I feel that it's very light read. People can read it in like a week's time, and you will enjoy the book.
Okay. Okay, that's one.
Yes.
Now let us talk about your personal life actually. I think in the beginning of this conversation you spoke about failure, the stress, anxiety and all. How do you manage these things? Do you go for do you have any particular habits that you have developed that will help you to cope up with these things?
Yeah, so everybody needs to have their own way of dealing with stress, because stress is real.
Yes.
You have so many things that you're doing in your day-to-day life, be it your personal life, health, or your business, or your career, and all that. So things will affect you, right, in a positive or negative way all the time. It just keeps that. But what is important is that you need to find your way of de-stressing. That's very critical, right? For me, one thing I do is I start with a workout in the morning, right? I look at doing some weight training or doing some strength training kind of a thing, high intensity workouts. So that's something that days in a week I work out and then I always recommend deep breathing as a technique, because I think if you're able meditation is far-fetching, but I believe in deep breathing, the way you can control your breath. A lot of this stress can be managed by just taking deep breaths. Okay, if you are able to take deep breaths about 3 or 4 times in a day, okay, you are automatically able to control your stress levels. Okay, that's very critical. So I recommend deep breathing as a very powerful strategy to manage your stress, and also travel. Travel is very critical. So I travel quite a bit. I like to drive around. Of course, with the COVID, we had to restrict.
Which is a favorite place?
I love many places in India. For example, I love the Himalayas. I'm usually in the in Uttarakhand. I'm always in Uttarakhand. Okay. Or I love to go to Coorg. Coorg is one of the favorite places. I was in
near to my place.
Yeah. And then I was in Goa and Om Beach. Om Beach was one of my favorite. That's the reason why I wrote that in my Losing My Religion, the book.
That book.
Movie.
Yeah.
And I love in abroad. I go to a lot of places like Europe. I love London, and I love Bali, for example. Right? So I travel all across the world. I go there to get inspiration and then to relax. And whenever I go and travel, I come back with amazing ideas. And I would like to just
wow. Okay.
Always happens. So that's the reason.
Okay.
Travel is a big way to de-stress and also to come up with new ideas. Very critical.
Okay. Are you a spiritual person? Do you believe in spirituality and you follow some spiritual things in your life?
Yeah, so I don't know whether I can categorize myself as a spiritual person, but I would, what do you say, I believe in introspection a lot. Okay, so introspection.
Okay.
At every step in time, I introspect and understand what I'm doing. And also, I'm a big follower of Swami Vivekananda, his philosophy. So he basically changed my life. The way philosophy, is very aligned to the way I think and all of that. Very practical. So I always recommend everybody to pick up a book on Swami Vivekananda and read about it. Very.
Okay, that's wonderful. So I think we are coming to end of this podcast. The last question: what is your advice for students and future entrepreneurs who are about to start their career? So what is your advice?
See, my advice would be number one, you have to aim high. Okay, aiming high is very critical. Okay, number two is be result oriented. Very important that you are result oriented, and then don't chase valuations blindly. Build a real business. That's very critical for all entrepreneurs out there. Build a real business. It's very critical. And focus on creating a great team. Focus on making it diverse. They have a mix of people. Have both men, women in the team. It's very critical to create that kind of balance where you can go and succeed at a massive level. So I think and basically don't chase success. Don't chase success. Chase excellence. That's what I always chase excellence. And success will follow you, money will follow you. But just be damn good at what you do. In one thing or two things, just be too good at it. And I think that is the way you can succeed massively.
Wow, super. Yeah. So if you follow the passion and if you're results oriented, success and money are the byproduct of it actually. So as you rightly said, yes, Vishwas, I think thank you for participating in the live streaming podcast. I hope to get in touch with you soon for the next series of the podcast. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bye.